Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a Top 5 Tuesdays for you. We are talking about our favorite single smoky eyeshadows. And Top 5 Tuesdays is a collaboration I do with the Glam Dr. Mona Khan. She is a good friend of mine and a fellow YouTuber. I will link to her channel and her video for this week down below in my description box. Definitely check it out. Hey guys, I totally forgot to mention that Mona actually is going to be talking about her favorite smoky eye products, so not just single shadows, and I'm going to be focusing on my favorite single smoky shadows. So apologies for that. Let's get back to the video. And if you are interested in hearing what my top 5 favorite smoky single eyeshadows are, then just keep on watching. As soon as it turns to like fall / winter / holiday season, I just want to whip out the smoky eye every single day. And I used to be really intimidated by the idea of a smoky eye, and I always think that there must be like a lot involved. But when I started playing around with the smoky eye and realized that I could get like a nice, decent smoky eye look with just one single shadow, I was like so happy, and I've never really kind of turned back. So let me start with what is on my eyes today. I am wearing the Tom Ford Cream Color for Eyes in Caviar. His cream shadows are the ones that come in these little pots, and here is the color Caviar. And it has this beautiful metallic sheen. So there is a swatch of the Tom Ford Caviar. It is a really rich, deep black, but because it has like a metallic sheen in there, in some lights it'll come off looking a little bit more gunmetal. It's really, really beautiful. And it also applies beautifully. And I just use my Sonia G Worker 2 brush. It's this guy right here. I love this brush for cream shadows, and you just need a little bit to achieve this look. It's such an easy formula to work with. It blends out easily, and then as it starts to set down a little bit, you can really easily kind of like blend out the edges so you get that really smoky effect. It's a beautiful shadow. I just love the color. I love the formula. I love how little you need. Like I just need to kind of like just tap the brush in there just a little bit. I just start to pat it on my lid, and then I just start kind of going back and forth, blending it in, and then I just blend it up, and it's like, voila. It's such an easy product to use. So that is my number 1, the Tom Ford Cream Color for Eyes in Caviar. So that's actually the only cream product that I'm going to be talking about. The 4 remaining products I have are all powder products. So let me just talk about this one because I just did a look with this particular shade. This is the Fearless color in the Persona Identity palette, and that is this dark matte brown shade. And if you want to take a look at that video that I did like a 3 looks 1 palette. I'll go ahead and put a card up here if you want to go ahead and watch that. But it is a really beautiful, beautiful, rich matte brown. And so I think if you're going for something a little bit warmer than say black or gray, this is a really nice option. And the shadows in this palette just blend beautifully. So, you know, you really want something that's going to be able to kind of transition, quote unquote, transition itself. So you only need one color. And the way that this shadow blends, you can really just, you know, keep blending out the edges, and it really just sort of transitions itself. So it's just a really beautiful, beautiful shade. I love how rich this brown is, and it's very neutral. It's not too cool, but it's definitely not too warm where it ends up looking a little bit too orangey when you start blending it out. It just has a really beautiful, rich tone to it. So I just love this matte brown shade, Fearless, in the Identity palette. And then here is another palette that I've been talking about like incessantly lately, but this is the Pat McGrath Subliminal palette. And the shade in here that I like, I actually found the shade name card for this palette, thank goodness, because I had no idea what these colors were. But the color that I love in here is called Substance, and that is this shade down here. Now, this shade is definitely on the cool side. It is metallic, and let me just swatch it for you right here. And it makes for such a beautiful, beautiful single eyeshadow look. It's so, so pretty. I love the reflectiveness. There is like just the slightest hint of like a lilac. I don't know if you guys can see that. I love how pigmented it is. Again, I'm going to go on and on about a Pat McGrath eyeshadow, but it's pigmented, it is easy to work with, it blends beautifully. You really want a shadow that's going to blend really beautifully and really easily if you're just going to use one color. If you have one color and it doesn't really blend that nicely, it's just going to look really kind of like choppy along the edges. It may even look kind of patchy, you know, along the application. So you just want to make sure that you're using a shadow that blends just really, really seamlessly. And all these shadows blend beautifully, the ones that I'm going to mention. And this one just, oh, it just looks like fog on your eyes when you blend it out. I wonder if I can do this a little bit so you can see. Not quite the same effect, but maybe you can see it over here at the tail. But it just, oh, it just is like, it's like the definition of smoke, this color. It's just very, very smoky. So I love this color. And then I have a Surratt Beauty single here, and I put all of the singles into this really sturdy, big Adept Cosmetics palette. But the one shade I want to talk about is this one right here. It's called Enchantress, and it is just this beautiful steely gray blue. It's so beautiful, and it has like a shimmer to it. So let me just go ahead and swatch this for you. But here is Enchantress. Look at that color. Oh, it's so like subtly dramatic. It's one of those shadows that I feel like I would do a double take if someone was wearing. You know, I would just kind of assume that it was kind of like this black shadow that was smoked out, but there'd be like something to it that would like catch my eye. I just think it's so beautiful. And I love this kind of bluish gray tone. It's not glittery, it's not sparkly, it's just really beautiful. And it's another one that it just sort of like smokes itself out. And I think this is one of those colors that looks really good on brown eyes. It kind of brings out the warmth in my eyes. So I just personally really love this one. So that is Enchantress by Surratt Beauty. And then last but not least is a shade in this Clé de Peau quad. And I think I mentioned this in my favorite cool tone eyeshadow palettes, but it's this guy right at the end there. And it's a very like warm black. It almost looks like it's a dark brown, but it's like way, way dark. And there's like little bits of shimmer in there. So let me go ahead and swatch this. So here is that shade. And there's this color. And again, let's go ahead and try and smoke it out for you there. Isn't that a beautiful color? I just love that. I think it's such a beautiful kind of soft black, and it has just a subtle, subtle kind of like sheen to it. It's just beautiful. I love it. So if you're not into something that's like too dark, too black, I think this is a really great option for you. If you want something like really subtle, this is great. So these are my 5 picks for smoky single shadows. Here's the Tom Ford cream color for eyes and caviar. This is the Fearless color in the Persona Identity palette. This is Substance from the Pat McGrath Subliminal palette. Here is Surratt Beauty's Enchantress. And here is that dark shade from the Clé de Peau quad. And I will link to all of these products down below in my description box, as I always do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. That is it for this week's Top 5 Tuesday. Let me know down below what your favorite smoky shadows are. I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of like simple smoky eye looks come this fall and winter and definitely the holiday season. So definitely let me know down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.